Okay, so we're going to learn how to use geometry to control as an influence object in skinning. This is attempt number 2 on the tutorials. So let me get to, so I can select my mesh, and I'm going to make it so we can see it better. Go to my tool settings, and now I'm going to select the base joint and make sure it doesn't have any history, which is the problem that got us earlier. It's just strange. Won't go into that too much detail, but previously I had history on this, so I reopened the file and now it doesn't have history, so that's kind of interesting. But anyway, so I'm going to type in a command select space -high for select the hierarchy, and it's going to select all of the joints in the hierarchy. And then I'm going to shift select the mesh and go to skin, bind, smooth bind, option box, use selected joints. Basically you'll want these options, and since you have it on video, I'm not going to explain it because I've already explained these in detail earlier. Click bind, and there it goes. It did it again. That's kind of weird. So if this happens on your joints and you have all these joints selected, then what you need to do is delete history, but on the joints. That's a bug. It should not be doing that. Okay, so here we go. We'll select high again. This time I could just press up on my keyboard with the base joint selected, and I'll go to edit, delete by history, delete by type history. And again, I only have the joint selected. If you delete history on the mesh, you're going to undo your skin bind. Okay, so you see all of these go away except for the skin cluster 2. So I'm going to rename the skin cluster 2 because that's the one for the swan. I'm going to rename it to swan body underscore skin cluster, and verify that carried over. Okay, that's good. And then let's see, let's check this piece of geometry out real quick, and it's got the wing skin front left skin cluster on it. That's good. Okay, so now we're ready to move forward. I'm going to select the mesh and right click on it actually, and then go to paint, skin cluster, swan body skin cluster. Okay, so that's important to name even skin clusters, because that way when you right click and you do stuff like that, so again, if I go back to my object mode, when I go here, then I can see which skin cluster I'm actually pointing, because they're just going to have numerical names unless you rename them. Okay, so with that done, still being kind of weird in here. I should see that. Should have checked that. Anyway, the base joint should be in here. I guess I'll still have to go figure that out. But for now, we're just going to use this spine 0. And I'm going to click add. Opacity is at 1, values at 1. And I'm going to flood it. Okay, so now the entire body is weighted to the single joint. And I'm not saying you guys want to do that, but that's what I'm doing for time's sake. Okay, So I'm going to work on this set of joints here. So all the rest of these can kind of go away. So starting at the shoulder, I'm going to add, and this is going to be, the quick dirty job. So I'm adding weight to the shoulder. It would be nice to be able to see the mesh. So if I go to display, show wireframe, then I can see the actual edges of the mesh. Go to elbow, add everything for the elbow. Okay, I'm going to go to wrist and add the rest of the wing will go to the wrist. Okay, so now I need to lock all the influences. So let me open this all up. Let's see if I can't tell it to expand all. Okay, so I'm going to select the top joint, and then select the bottom one, and I'm going to click on the lock to lock everything. And then I just want to unlock let's see, this information here. So I'm going to unlock this one and the spine 0. And then I'm going to smooth in between the two. And now with only these two unlocked, I can know for sure that the smoothing is only going to happen between these two joints. Okay. Getting some weird behavior. Interactive. Okay. Okay, so I smoothed out that transition. Now I'm going to lock the spine. I'm going to unlock the elbow, and I can work on the transition between the shoulder and the elbow. That's being really weird, though. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, it's having trouble. What it's happening is it's having trouble normalizing the weights for some reason. So let me turn this off. Maybe. Yeah, there it goes. I knew it was having problems. Okay, so this is actually kind of good. So not good for this tutorial purpose, but I'm actually going to post this one. This file path, you can actually select that, like I just did, right? You could copy that, and if for some reason things had really gone bad, like you forgot to save for like 6 hours, and this happened to you, well, you can actually copy this address and navigate to this file, and if it actually catches it and it pops up this window and Maya just doesn't crash immediately, and so you get this window, well, you can copy this file and most likely you haven't lost any work. Okay, so just to show you that, I'll rename this tutorial so you can know, like the crashing file or something like that. Yeah, so I've copied that. So I'm going to go just to any old folder, go to computer, I can paste that in there, right? Actually, I should have just deleted